This is the Climate Story Project, where we share real stories about how climate change is shaping our lives. Stories that connect us, stories that move us to act. This is a project of the New York Climate Exchange, a nonprofit organization that's accelerating climate solutions through our unique partnership model and climate campus on Governor's Island. In each episode, you'll hear voices from different places and walks of life in our growing archive of personal climate stories, so that we can remember, reflect, and respond together. The story you're about to hear is from Dillion Pierre. Dillon is a student at the New York Harbor School, a partner of the New York Climate Exchange.
When I was like 5 to, I want to say 10, every birthday I would go to the aquarium. Like I would always want to go to the aquarium. And I just found it like so fascinating, like how like these like animals are just like swimming around. And I was like so curious, like how this all worked. And then it kind of was like a cool gift for me to go to Harbor School and do it every day. All the classes are based like off like aquaculture, like aquatic animals, or just like aquatic everything basically. So kind of different from a normal high school experience. I feel more connected to the ocean and in certain ways and trying to save the ocean. After school, it's like the after school program, I have to like throw a bucket into the harbor, collect the water, and like have these like tools to like tell me like the dissolved oxygen levels in the water. And then we send back the results, and kind of like a slight form of like meteorology. We kind of know if it's high tide, low tide, and like why is it high tide, why is it low tide, and like predictions about what's coming next, the upcoming days or weeks. With Harbor School, you get like the best of both worlds. Like you could like one day be doing marine biology, next day like doing like underwater welding or like scuba diving or anything. It's always something new every day, and I love it. The Harbor School is on Governor's Island, so I was super like, excited about that, because what school is on an island? I grew up in Brooklyn and I never seen Governor's Island before. Governor's Island is like a multiple like hub for everything and everyone. We have like the Harbor School where I go. We have BOP, Earth Matter Farms is over there, and the Coast Guard pops by every once in a while. So I feel it's like a big community working together. You feel really good going there every day. Well, I get on the ferry at 8 o'clock, and it's like a good 5-minute walk from the boat to the school. And it's very aesthetic, like the walk there. So it kind of feels like a postcard that you're in every day, especially like in the fall or like winter with the snow. It's like so picture perfect. Like there's like always like so like many vibrant trees, and like the people there are so nice. So it's like you just feel like welcomed. And then like once you get to the building, I feel like the atmosphere changes. It gets more greener, although there's like trees everywhere. But like the farm that we have on the school property brings like more life to it. The best view is on the island. You get to see the Statue of Liberty going on the boat, going back from Governor's Island. You get to see like the helicopters land on like the helicopter pad area. Freshman year, I was, coming home after school, and the trains were delayed. I'm like, okay, like, that's like normal, it's raining. Like, okay, a little delay here. And it was like an hour, 2 hours. I was like, okay, so we're kind of like stuck right here. And I tried to call Uber. It was so crazy. And I was like so scared, because like I don't live in Manhattan, and I never experienced this. And I'm like far away from home. First time ever seeing this big of a flood. And it was like, not like to sound dramatic, but it was kind of traumatic. Like that whole situation, like I was just like scared, because like everything was flooding, and like the streets were flooding. It was like, okay, like whoa. Seeing all like the different climate effects that's been happening recently and throughout the years kind of gets a little scarier, and like scarier each time it happens. It's like, whoa, like what's really going on? Like this is something really serious, and like it kind of gets really dark to think about fully the reality that we have to live in. We don't have to live like this, but this is how it is right now, and it's terrible. My CT now is like marine politics. How I view it is like a major in college. So I get to advocate for the marine life and like the marine environment. And freshman year, we get a big old list, and we get to pick one we have to like write an essay like why we're like passionate about this and why we think we'd be a good suit for it. At first I thought I picked the wrong one, like marine politics. I thought I picked the wrong one because I was like, I love to talk, but I feel like I can't do it in front of a bigger audience. Well, that point of view has changed when once I went to City Hall and like advocated for compost bins on the streets and like rat mitigation. It was very intimidating. It was like a school trip, and we had like a month before to like get like our like testimonies down and like figure them out and write it out and like practice it. It felt like I was like a kind of like an actor. Like I had to like rehearse for the full like every day after I finished it, like revised it and everything. So the day of, we get there and it's very like official. I never been inside City Hall. I've always seen it. I know what happens in there, but I guess the feeling in the room would be different. And it was very intense. And although it was intense, it was great to hear what everyone else thinks about the situation, like the rat mitigation and composting. I was like, wait, we're all on the same page here, and I kind of love it, you know? I did my testimony. It was 2 minutes. It was timed with a big red clock in front of me and like 4 cameras. And I was like, okay, like, I got this. And I said my piece, and I felt really accomplished. And I felt like I'm making a like significant step in the right direction for everyone. And now around Manhattan, like Brooklyn, I see like a bunch of compost bins on like every corner next to a trash can or like next to like a lamppost. So I'm like, okay, so what I said was heard and they acted on it. And I love it. I feel like a superhero in a way. I spread so much awareness to like people in my school that don't really understand it or care to know. I'm like, still, let me tell you about this. Or like people like my mom or like my family, I let them know like what's going on. They're like, I had no idea. And like, we're gonna start doing this differently. And I feel like it's had like a good change on like my lifestyle. The downside of it all is my age. I feel like me being so young, people don't take it as seriously. You know, I might be younger than what you think someone should be talking about this should be, but I'm like, we still know the same thing no matter like our age. So I feel like you should listen to anybody who tells you like about this type of stuff.
This story is part of the Climate Story Project. To find more stories and learn more about the New York Climate Exchange, visit nyclimateexchange.org and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. This episode was produced by Kylie Miller. Thanks for listening.